Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chris's Chaos. I am your host, Chris Cortez, and tonight we are going to review G1 Climax Night 1. And what a show this was. This was a good one. It's a very good one. I was very happy with Night 1 to start this sucker off. I definitely, expected it to be good, and sure enough, it delivered. It delivered very well. So we got a live stream going, so I got to make sure I don't do too many mistakes. I got my dog with me. He'll probably be running in and out once at least. When my wife arrives, I'll be sending the dog out. It is live. Things can happen, right? You never know what's going to happen. But, man, from Osaka, Japan, July 20th, we got Night 1. Man, two big surprises here. Naito gets defeated. He is defeated by his own brother, his own LIJ compadre, Shingo Takagi. Okay? Now Takagi's on a path. Okay? He's on a mission. His mission is to essentially show the upper echelon, the committee, the presidential committee up above in New Japan that, hey, it's not quite a changing of the guard for the young to the, the old to the young. We're not done. I mean, he's only in his 40s. Well, have to double check his age, but he's not that old, but he's definitely older versus a lot of these younger guys that are coming in now, and we'll be talking about them. They're all over the place. New Japan has a very different roster from what it was last year, definitely 2 years ago. I mean, it's still stacked though. I mean, this is why I love New Japan. This is the perfect example. Every year G1 delivers, and it shows you, okay. And I haven't been looking at Twitter today. I was just focused on this show, and it was great. So I don't, I think a lot of people maybe in America might think that New Japan's basically been sucked dry by AEW. It's just not the case. There's so many more wrestlers, superstars that are coming in and out. It's essentially a superstar factory over there in the Far East. Now, what can I say? My favorite matches, honestly, before I say anything, okay, I'm going to go ahead and double check to make sure. Oh, we got one viewer. Oh, he left. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and let you know my favorite matches were definitely not going to be everybody's favorite. It's not going to be everybody's favorite. However, every single match on this card was from top to bottom just fun to watch, and you'll get something out of it. Okay, it was good stuff. So check it out if you can. Go to New Japan World. And while you're at it, hit that like or subscribe button. Get into the comments section if you've watched New Japan G1 Climax 34 Night 1. Tell me what you thought was the best match. Okay, tell me what you think is going to happen. Who do you think is going to win? The music. Let's start off with the music because the music's important to G1. They're going to play it every single night. I got to be straightforward. I don't like it as much as last year. G1 Climax 33, the music was, I was born in the ring. It was great. It's fantastic. You can't hate that. This one was more technical with guitar riffs, bass lines, beats, just all over the place. Very technical. I was impressed with that. You got the singer. He actually breaks into a rap at some point, and then he goes into My Chemical Romance mode, okay, where he's just singing off the top of his lungs very melodically, and it was cool. I was, I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, I'm just not as into it yet. Maybe I will be later. Okay, maybe I'll get into that song down the line. But for the most part, it's good. Now the two matches I'm gonna definitely highlight: Evil versus Gabe Kidd. Now, man, Kidd was as brutal as he's ever been. He just reminded me exactly what type of a wrestler he is. I almost forgot, and I'm so glad that I got to witness that match. Evil is a beast. When he wants to wrestle, he can wrestle. Anybody who tells you otherwise is mistaken. Okay, And then the other one, which was, again, these are middle card matches. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Great Khan, I thought was great for what it was. These are shorter matches, but they definitely delivered. Everything after the latter half of the card was, they were bangers, but these two matches to me were my favorite because of just how much psychology was put into it. And I will also add at that point, David Finlay versus Yuya Uemura had a lot of psychology. We'll get into that as well. Heading the English commentary, had Chris Charlton, of course, who can also translate for us, the Japanese, and Walker Stewart, fairly new to the game in terms of New Japan commentary, but he's definitely been around now at this point. And they did a good job. A couple comments, a couple things I like, and we'll get into that. But let's break down to the first match. Okay, first match. We're going to get right into this. B block, Ren Narita versus Boltin Oleg. Okay, I knew this one was going to be fun. I was wrong. I thought Narita might just take this one now. As soon as Oleg came out, I changed my opinion. He's rocking this brand new look. He's got this bright blue singlet look, maybe almost like a turquoise. Looking like $1 million. If you ever remember Sid Justice from the old school early 90s WWE days when he used to rock that blue, it definitely complemented his physique, just like Boltin Oleg. And he's wearing this hat. It's like almost like a beaver hat. It's like a tiger fur. It's like a Kazakh panther hat. It was wild. But he's being nicknamed after a kind of a wild feline in Kazakhstan, which is cool. It's not like his full gimmick, obviously, but it's definitely something. It's just kind of a nickname, just to compliment his look, his style, and it works. This match was cool. Oleg, he strikes first, sending Narita out of the ring. Narita with a running kick, though, then outside sends Oleg to the barricades a couple times. He then grabs the chair and the push-up bar, does Narita. Chair to the gut, back in the ring. Narita continues the punishment. Another running kick, pin attempt to an arm bar and works the arm. Oleg, though, he tries to break the hold, but to no avail. Eventually breaks away with a massive drop kick. Anything this guy does that's even like slightly high flyer is going to look great because of his size. And he then hits the gut wrench suplex. Narita, he can't even. For some reason, Narita is able to kind of fight off Oleg, and Narita hits a clothesline. Top rope, knee to the face of Oleg, then to the arm, looking to break Oleg's arm. Oleg, though, lifts Narita over his shoulder and hits the F5, lifts Narita for a kamikaze and the 1, 2, 3. Oleg 1-0, Narita 0-1. Narita takes on ELP, and Boltin Oleg takes on Hanare. I am very much looking forward to that one. I'm looking at this fan controller. I got to turn it up a little bit. It is hot outside. If you haven't figured it out, it's sweltering. It's hot in Germany, so I can't even imagine how hot it is in United States. I'm hearing it's record-breaking numbers, and you guys are headed for the apocalypse. It's okay, because we got New Japan going strong. Now, second match, A block. Shota Umino versus Callum Newman. Okay. This one was very good. And as expected, I had a feeling that Newman was going to win. And sure enough, he did. Okay. We'll talk more about as to why, as I mentioned in the predictions, what's going on with Newman and SANADA next night. It will be definitely playing off of what we've seen tonight. Shota Umino has a much longer entrance, but both look so much more established than last year. Okay, these guys were young lions coming out of the young lion, dojo. Now they are established in their looks and what they're going for. It's great. Bell rings and they're quick to attack. They run the ropes, and surprisingly, Umino gets the upper hand, lifts Newman, and hits the drop kick to take control. Newman back into it, slides under and hits the double stomp. Then he applies a Boston Crab. he steps back into almost a lion tamer, almost like a lion tamer, not quite, obviously. Umino to the rope for the break. Newman kicks in a knee to the gut. Umino hits a beautiful drop kick. Umino hits the clothesline. Tries to lift Newman. Newman fights off, but he's able to apply an STF in the center of the ring. And Newman gets to the rope in exchange of offense. Newman hits the stun dog drop kick by Umino, but Newman with a punt kick. Newman with a punt kick and the first pin attempt. Big knee by Newman. He goes for an Oz cutter, but falls right into an Umino neck breaker. Then I have to stop right there to get this thing to oscillate. It is just scorching, right? We've got an Umino calls his shot, hits that knee shot on Newman. In the corner, tornado DDT, sidewalk slam, pin attempt, only 2. And we've got, cover this up, though. I do not need this. Go too far to the, there we go. Okay. It's the tornado DDT, does Umino, and a sidewalk slam. Pin attempt, only 2. Umino hits ignition, one-arm Spanish fly, but then Newman with some momentum. Umino hits a hard elbow strike and another. Newman finally hits offense with the Spanish fly and a pin attempt. Running drop kick and a stomp on the back of Umino. Then Newman hits the Oz cutter for the victory at just under 9 minutes, 50 seconds. Newman 1-0 and Umino 0-1. Newman takes on SANADA tomorrow. Umino takes on Takagi. If there's any inclination as to what's going to happen tomorrow, I think SANADA is going to beat Newman to make up for this loss against Jake Lee. I cannot wait to talk about that. Crazy upset, though, just and how he was able to do it. It wasn't just a matter of the fact that he won, but just how he dominated. And he's kind of the type of guy, I'm getting a sense he's silent assassin, can get you out of nowhere, almost like Randy Orton, but he does it with a running boot and takes you out. I'm very, very impressed with Jason Lee. We'll see what happens, okay? Or Jake Lee. Jake Lee. But tomorrow will be just as exciting, and I will be certainly covering that at some point tomorrow. I wanted to hit this one right after the event as soon as possible. Tomorrow, I'll probably give myself a little bit more time. One thing that we'll talk about is the way that they kind of talking about New Japan World was, unfortunately, they take you can't go back too much on when you're live, so you kind of miss. If you click out, you miss a bunch, and that happened to me in the main event. Fortunately, I missed a little portion of it, but we'll get into that a little bit. Third match, B block, El Phantasmo versus Henare. ELP slow to get up from the corner as he's sitting there waiting for the bell to ring. He knows he's in for a long night. This match was definitely surprising. I didn't think that ELP was going to be able to match up so well with Henare, but sure enough, he did. Okay. And Henare catches ELP midair, but ELP gets out of the clutches. Henare hits a shoulder tackle. ELP hits the Huracan and the Tope Suicida. High angle senton into the moonsault on the other side of his textbook ELP. Okay. Pin attempt, strikes exchanged. Henare not having it. Fires back, sends ELP on the mat. And they exchange shots again. Henare, he's going to win that. Okay. What do you expect? He beats down in the corner, lifts ELP, drops him, then the senton, pin attempt, chops by ELP, nothing. Clothesline from Henare. Henare cursing ELP in his in a native tongue, if you will, and he then just he hits the rope. ELP fired back with a little lariat, but Henare through the runs through ELP in the corner. Hits a berserker, another pin attempt. You get Streets of Rage almost blocked and some strikes by ELP. One strike from Henare just drops ELP. Then ELP gets back up, takes off his elbow pads, goes toe-to-toe with Henare. And I got to say, I'm going to get artistic on you, okay? The camera angles that New Japan used just on this little moment alone was fantastic. because it makes ELP look like he can actually go toe-to-toe with Henare, and they look evenly matched all of a sudden in terms of size and intensity. It was fantastic. ELP is not a small guy. He's not a short guy either, but he's not as husky, like bulky and as brutally stocky as Henare. But this image was perfect, okay, and gotta love it. And you get a huge drop kick from ELP, kick by ELP, and another insecurity. It's looking like ELP has a chance now. Sudden death, super kick from ELP, near fall. He goes for an inverse Death Valley driver. Great. And then a big Thunder Kiss 86. Splash. Another near fall. You get a high kick from Henare and into a Samoan drop. He hits Rampage. Streets of Rage, though, is countered to a roll-up. Henare strikes ELP in the gut and then hits that Streets of Rage for the 1, 2, 3. Somewhere between about 9 to 10 minutes. Henare, as expected, takes the win. He's going up against Oleg, though. That should be a brutal match. ELP taking on Narita. I think ELP, both of them are 0-1. I think ELP might take that one next time. I think it's tomorrow. I can't remember. Got to get back to the list. Fourth match, A block, Great-O-Khan versus Zack Sabre Jr. Let's talk about why this was my favorite match. Okay, this one, of course, and then the evil Gabe Kidd match. It's the methodology within the ring. Okay, we'll get into it. Great-O-Khan, he comes in, he's got that long intro to his actual theme song. Commentators, they mentioned that this is going to be the socialist in Zack Sabre versus the imperialist in Great-O-Khan. Okay, I love that. Khan dumps Sabre over the top rope. They're out on the ramp grappling. The art continues on the outside, says Walker. Guillotine by Sabre, who is slammed into the barricade by Khan. They start tossing out chairs. They set aside some space, pretty much among the audience, and they're striking it out. Big shot to the gut by Sabre to stop the sparring outside. Khan back in the ring. Sabre back in at 19. Khan kicks Sabre. Big gut wrench suplex pin attempt. Khan with a hold, but Sabre quick to get to the rope. Knee to the gut of Sabre. This was Khan's type of wrestling match, and I'm loving it. Okay, this is very opposite to what we were seeing between Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door. Orange Cassidy was trying to wrestle Sabre's type of a match. Big no-go. Khan is almost baiting Sabre to fight Khan's type of a match, and he has been in control the whole time, okay, for the most part. Sabre, though, he gets the offense in at some point. Until this moment, on the back of Khan, he attacks Khan's back, then into the twist of the neck. The twist, you've seen it many times if you watch Sabre's matches. Drop kick. And of course, Sabre, he can shift it into his type of pace anytime he wants, this guy. Kicks to the chest of Khan. Third one caught. Khan delivers a fireman's carry. Monkey flip 2. Sabre takes Khan down with the arm. Khan with his takedown. Then Sabre with his own. Khan trying to mimic Sabre. This is no good. You don't mimic Sabre, okay? He's going to beat you in his own game no matter what. Northern Light suplex by Sabre. Olympic slam by Khan. Arm drag by Sabre, all the while controlling the wrists. Then they let go and strikes are now exchanged. Big right hook and a belly to back by Khan. Sabre, though, locks into the triangle. Khan, however, plants Sabre with a one-arm powerbomb. Looks sick. Sabre catches the arm, then able to bring down Khan. Punt kick dodged, and Khan applies the claw. Khan bites Sabre, and who then counters with a DDT into the driver, and the victory out of nowhere. I could not predict this match to go well. I could not predict this match. I'm sorry. I couldn't predict this match too well not to go well. I knew this was going to be a great match, but I didn't know who was going to win. But out of nowhere, he gets Zack Sabre. He gets that Zack driver and the victory. This is around 11 minutes and 30 seconds. I loved it. Zack, he's 3-0 against Great-O-Khan now. He's 1-0 in the G1 Climax. Takes on Naito tomorrow. Khan takes on Kidd. Naito's he's got a long road ahead of him now. Things are not looking good for Naito. We'll talk more about Naito at the end of this card. Let's get to the fifth match. B block, Hiroki Goto versus Jeff Cobb. Another one of my favorites. Again, this one, so far, the only match that's like hasn't just delivered was the first match was kind of shorter, but still great, still great to watch. Every single match has been awesome, has done what it's needed to do. And this match is no different. Hiroki Goto versus Jeff Cobb. B block. Goto is trying to be the oldest winner of the G1 of all time. Bell rings, they strike. Okay, by the way, Goto is one of the first guys I ever really watched in the G1 and was just so impressed with his look, with his style, his ability. Love this guy. It's going to be a sad day when he leaves, and because he kind of represents that, the beginning of me really getting into New Japan Pro Wrestling, over like what 6-7 years, at least 7 years. What am I talking about? I've been watching this since like 2015, 2000, yeah, 15 or 16. I can't even remember anymore. It's been great. At least 8 years now. We're going on 8 years. I know it's not a lot to the sickos, who think that they know everything there is to know about professional wrestling. But we're not going to talk about them. We're not going to talk about them just yet. But here we go. So he's trying to win this one, and he definitely put on display. He's put a lot of passion into this match, but he's going up against Jeff Cobb, who, as far as I'm concerned, might very well be the new leader of the United Empire after Will Ospreay has left. I don't even know what to say with these leaders of these factions that just up and left to go get more money in AEW. You can't blame them, but at the same time, what does that do for this these groups? Cobb might very well be the leader of the United Empire, and Chaos, though, in straight disarray. Who's I'd have to look it up to see who's truly the leader of Chaos. And Goto's representing Chaos, so he's going to have to pull out the big guns. Bell rings, they strike Cobb with the shoulder tackle, but misses the standing moonsault. Goto strikes and they slow down a little bit. Get the Goto chance. Crowd is into Goto, rightfully so. Back in the ring, Goto on the offense, whips to the corner and a clothesline. Cobb catches Goto. He steps on him and hits that fireman's carry power slam near fall. All right. Big spinning wheel kick by Cobb. Goto blocks the bulldog, runs right into Cobb's boot, hits the drop kick to the knee of Cobb. Clothesline has no effect on Cobb. The second one does. And the third one just brings Cobb down. Crowd getting really excited, for this. Spinning heel kick from Goto into the bulldog, near fall. Cobb with some strikes, but gets caught. And a Bushi-Garoshi knee breaker, essentially. Cobb looks to hit the CTR, but Goto reverses into a roll through. Goto with another roll through. Suplex, though. Cobb catches Hiroki Goto, makes it look like it's going to be a suplex, then turns it around into the Tour of the Islands. He hits it hard, it's over. He wins under at least about 7 minutes and 20 seconds. And Cobb he's 1-0 facing Takeshita, which shall be a hell of a match on the 23rd. Goto faces Yuya Uemura tomorrow. Should be exciting as well. We're going to get into the sixth match. A block, SANADA versus Jake Lee. This won't take me long. Because this match is crazy. Crazy, under 5 minutes. I love Jake Lee's music, by the way. I mean, you just get a sense of deviousness, malevolence. He's a brewer. You can tell he's just kind of evil bastard. And he's Bullet Club, so go figure, He looks good. He's got the look. And he can go. He made you look like he wasn't all that in the beginning. But then he all of a sudden turns it around and just hits hard and then gets you one time and it's over. I'm very much looking forward to watching the two outsiders of New Japan, being this guy, Jake Lee from Pro Wrestling Noah, and of course, Konosuke Takeshita. But this guy's definitely caught my attention, and I'm going to be watching him closely throughout the tournament. Let me just take a break real quick right there, because I do want to let you know, one, hit that like and subscribe button. I am on Twitter and Instagram at ChannelCortez33. The other thing, I should have mentioned this before. Okay, if you haven't already figured it out, the rules of this game, it's a round robin tournament. Everyone faces everybody within their own respective blocks. And then after the top three wrestlers within the top wrestler who wins the most matches in their respective blocks gets a bye. And then the other, then you get three wrestlers who will, the top three other wrestlers will go. Trying to think how this works. Oh, I forgot. I'm like losing my mind. I shouldn't even mention anything, right? Well, I believe it's they have a quarterfinals, okay, and then the winner of that will take on the wrestler that has the bye. So I'll definitely go ahead and take a look at that. I should have been paying. I've been looking at it, but I kind of just spaced out with that moment. Here, let me go ahead and just break it down real quick. Yes, Chris Cortez, unprepared. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got a qualifying match, quarterfinals. Obviously, they had the qualifying tournament. Let's go down. They got to go down at like pretty much the ending. And yes, the quarterfinals. Here we go. That's what it is. Yes, top three wrestlers of each block. A2 versus A3 in A and B take on each other in the quarterfinals. The winner of that takes on the block A1, the winner, the guy who gets the bye, who has the most wins during the round robin. The winner of B2 and B3, the number 2 and number 3 seed, goes up against the number 1 seed of the A block. So this is essentially almost like a season, you get a mini season, if you will. Regular season is kind of like the round robin, and then the top team of the A block or the AFC would get the bye, and the top guy of the B block or NFC would get a bye. Okay, and then the next best teams or the next two best get a chance in the quarterfinals. So I like that there is a quarterfinals, goes to the semifinals. They get the bye, and then they go into the finals. Winner goes on to Wrestle Kingdom. I also like that it's a round robin, a large round robins where they go up against each other. Everybody goes up against everybody within their respective blocks. I like that. Not said in like the 4 blocks. That was okay, but it did get a little bit, crazy. Anywho, let's get back to this review. So, 6th match, man. Jake Lee, okay, his entrance is cool. Bell rings, SANADA chants. You're just expecting this to go a little bit, but now you get a bit of chain wrestling. Match speeds up quick. Lee with a choke slam out of nowhere, okay, and a near fall. Again, this guy just strikes like a viper, all right? SANADA comes in with a magic screw, okay, off the top rope, both on the mat for a while until SANADA hits that perfect moonsault. Get a shining wizard from SANADA. Second one caught, though. Roll up into a bridge by SANADA. Drop kick from SANADA. Lee catches a running kick and the win under 5 minutes. That running kick is devastating. Lee takes on Evil next. That should be fun to watch. And SANADA takes on Newman. Evil, he's going up against another Bullet Club member after tonight. SANADA versus Newman. I have to think that SANADA is going to bounce back, gather, himself and win against Newman. And Newman will take a loss the next time he fights. So 7th match. The next 3 matches, I can't really say is as, not as long as not as short as that match. Each one of these last matches was just these last 4 matches were very, they're kind of like barn burners, to be honest with you. They're grueling matches. Particularly, you got Yuya Uemura versus David Finlay, both B block. Yuya's looking good in that red robe. He's nicknamed the Heat Storm. Finlay comes out, same theme music, still the global champion. He's got a different look though. He's got the same gear on, but his facial hair has been changed, and his hair, he's gone natural. He used to have that darker hair. He used to have a thicker beard. He looks completely different when he does this. I don't even know which one to. I mean, I like the look that he had when he had that all black kind of look, but I don't know what. Still don't know how to. I'm still processing how I think he should look. If he looks more like established with the dark hair versus the natural hair, can't decide. And bell rings, get a shoulder tackle by Finley. Holds on to Yuya. Yuya delivers the hip toss, arm drag. Finally, Yuya to the corner. Takes Yuya to the corner, strikes. Uemura fires back. Finley pushes Yuya right into the barricades. Very clever. He rams Yuya into the barricades 3 times, then tosses him over. Big whip to the corner. He taunts Yuya. He's totally in control, just totally being a prick to everybody around him in the audience and the commentators. Hits him with a running elbow, does Finley. Shot to the throat, but Yuya comes back with drop kicks, arm drag, splash in the corner, and a bulldog. Now he's coming back. After a long time, what seemed like forever getting his ass kicked, he comes back. They mentioned twice throughout this match that Finley is a 4th-generation wrestler. Gotta respect his pedigree, and it shows. In the corner on the turnbuckle, strikes, headbutt, superplex from Finley, near fall. Backbreaker with an FU to add insult to injury, near fall. Finley spits in the face of, I believe it was Hiromu Takahashi. I think Walker Stewart mentioned that as well. Just for the hell of it, too. There's no feud going on. He's just doing it to be a prick. Shots the spine of Yuya. Uemura, though, with a reversal splash, back body drop. Clotheslines Finley out of the ring and then leaps over the top rope. Yuya up top delivers the tomahawk chop and a strike in the corner. Back suplex near fall. Up top, got a crossbody, another near fall. Series of offense exchanges until Yuya catches Finley with a Uranagi. Another near fall. Back suplexes blocked, and Finley gets that spinning powerbomb. Dominator. 2 near falls. Finley strikes back, strikes the back of Yuya, setting him up. But Yuya fires back with a German suplex. All of Yuya's offense, by the way, is just very textbook, but he makes it look good because he's very athletic. He's got a very good look, and he clearly has a lot of athletic ability. So we're impressed. And that's really, his shining point is to kind of maintain a standard wrestling match. Works in the favor of Yuya Uemura as opposed to trying to brawl, get into the craziness, the street fight tactics of Finley. Don't want to do that. So he keeps it as a wrestling match. Hits a dragon suplex. Naito's going crazy outside, by the way, screaming all kinds of obscenities. It's great. Finley with a belly to back. Big lariat from Finley. Delivers the 2 buckle bombs. I thought it was over at this point. It was just a matter of time until he hits into oblivion. But Yuya counters a 3rd power bomb. He rolls through, locks the legs on Finley, tight pin, over. Very surprised finish, but good finish. I'm not surprised at how well this match was. It was very good. It was I think that I love Yuya, the way he's built up. He's getting better and better every time I see him. And, this was a good match. Got to give props to Finley for giving the nod to Yuya. And we'll see what happens. He's taking on Finley. We'll take on Takeshita next. Man, that's gonna be something else. Yuya faces Goto. I kind of think that Finley could actually have the one up on Takeshita just because he's got more a sinister side to him than Takeshita, and they're both heels. So Finley, is more heelish than Takeshita, quite frankly. He's not as athletic though. He's not as big and bad as Takeshita. Yuya faces Goto, man. That should be a fun match as well. 8th match, A Block, Gabe Kidd versus Evil. Tope con Hilo, out of nowhere by Kidd, before Evil can even get in the ring. This match was so much fun. He goes after Dick Togo, slams him right in the head, tosses him out, kicks Evil, who is still outside, then hits the moonsault off the 2nd rope onto the floor. He's just pissed, rams Evil into the barricade, sends him into an announce table and knocks down the announcer and the table as well. He grabs the chair, does Kidd, loving to curse. I forgot how much this guy loves to curse and just how pissed off he is. He's great. Okay. Evil catches Kidd with a chair. They cross chairs for a while. They're swinging. Kid strikes Evil with a fist, though, at one point. Just crowd cheering for Kid. They love Kid for his tenacity, his strength, his just toughness. They love it. Don't blame him. Kid runs from one side of the ring to the other to hit some kind of running strike. This was a mistake. Right into Evil's chair that he, just thrown right at his face. Evil then, with some more uses of these chairs, just wraps it around his neck and then just kind of hits the chair with another chair, does Evil. And Evil finally gets back. Evil finally gets in the ring so the ref can go ahead and ring the bell, finally. And then Kid makes his way back into the ring. Evil just whoops up Kid to the turnbuckle. He's already taken out of a pad. And then you get a near fall. So chops by Evil, and Kid says, bring it. So Evil wrenches the eyes. He's very smart. He doesn't need to go like toe-to-toe with you. If you try to, do stuff like that, he'll go low. He'll go dirty on you. Kid strikes with a fist. Big Uranagi from Kid. Evil catches Kid in the corner, though. He then suplexes Kid. Near fall, Kid with a lariat. They continue to run the ropes and strike. Evil wins the exchange with this lariat. And Kid, though, strikes again. But Evil, again, misdirects, fires another lariat. And the commentators are talking about Evil kind of showing this side of him that we don't get to see all the time, which is just his ability to wrestle. He's kind of his skills in the ring, if you don't know, is that he knows where he is at all times in the ring. So he can misdirect. He can go ahead and switch things up. You think he's going one way, he goes another way and makes it look good. That's what Evil is. And he's really good. Kid bites and hits a backdrop, though. Bites Evil's head, hits the backdrop to get a near fall. Evil throws the ref to block Kid, and we see vintage Evil. Goes for a magic killer off the ref, but Kid counters with a slam and a lariat, near fall. Dick Togo, that dirty dick, gets involved. Kid strikes him off the apron, then attacks. The ref attacks Evil, then the ref goes down. Out of the ring by Kid. Kid tosses him, essentially. He's pissed now. His temper. Togo, gets in there, chokes Gabe Kid with what looks to be like nunchucks. Helps Evil with the magic killer, and then it's academic from there. Everything is Evil. Ref back in the ring, and Evil wins 1, 2, 3. He's 1-0, faces Jake Lee. Kid takes on Khan, both matches tomorrow. I loved the way Evil performed up until that. Dirty Dick Togo got involved. Nah, who am I kidding? I love me some Dick Togo. Yes. But, yeah. Had to say that one. Ninth match, B block. Yota Tsuji versus Konosuke Takeshita. This is anything but a joke. This one was serious. Highly anticipated match. I'm feeling Konosuke's music. Bell rings. They're slow to start. Takeshita misses a hard elbow in the corner. They lock up. Takeshita's a beast, by the way. He's bigger than Yota. I thought he was a little bit smaller. Bigger than Yota. And Yota's a giant. Okay, this is not like a common thing. They have a test of strength. And Takeshita wins it. Yota kicks in the face. But Takeshita with a running and leaping lariat, then a tope con hilo outside. Beautiful. The guy is amazing. All right. He whips Yota to the barricade. He lifts Yota onto the barricade. Big senton from the top ropes. They exchange elbows. It's a slower paced match, but Takeshita can just switch gears at any time. Yota does hit a stomp from the corner. You expect to see a series from Tsuji that he often does. But before that, we get a hurricane and from the top rope. Not bad by Yota. One thing you'll know about Yota Tsuji, he's very athletic. He's he's got an incredible appearance and presence, but his skills in the ring are still developed. Okay, he's got a long way to go before he gets to a Takeshita level, and it shows. It really does show. So he does hit that series of attacks with the backbreaker into the stomp. Applies the Boston Crab in the center of the ring. Okay, looking good. Does Yota. He grabs the arms of Takeshita mid Boston Crab and then turns it into a stomp. That was effective. I like that. They block each other's suplex until Takeshita hits the brain buster. 10 minutes have passed at this point. Takeshita running elbow in the corner. Tsuji with one of his own, but then a running knee from Takeshita followed by a German suplex and a very near fall. Takeshita sets up to go to the top. Tsuji catches him with a kick, both up top, and they exchange strikes. Unfortunately, they fall off. They're going to what appears to be a Spanish fly. but clearly something happened. It was a mistake. They get back up to the top, and Tsuji does hit this Spanish fly. Doesn't look that great, but oh well, it does what it needs to do. And we get a near fall. Then Tsuji goes for a spear, gets caught with a German. Okay, he's right back up, however, gets hit with a poison Rana by Takeshi. It's this beautiful poison Rana. Super kick from Tsuji, Falcon Arrow. Both slow to get back up. Strike from Tsuji and a couple more, then a hard strike from Takeshita. Tsuji down on his knees. Okay, he's got hit. He's been hit hard. About the 15-minute mark, Takeshita lifts Yoda up, goes for a blue thunder bomb, but Yoda, with some life left, tries to counter. Hits the headbutt and a hurricane. He hits a big spinning stomp, but they're calling, I guess, Marlowe's crash, something like that. It's a stomp. Near fall, Yoda goes for the spear, gets caught again with a knee, then a blue thunder bomb, and then another blue thunder bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Takeshita takes on Cobb. He is 1-0. He's defeated Yoda Tsuji. Big win. Yoda Tsuji will take on Finley. That will be a hard-hitting match. Again, it's just amazing. I'm looking over here. Got some likes or some views in. I'm loving it. Keep it up. All right. Make sure to hit that like or subscribe button. Get up in there. Comments. Tell me what your favorite G1 Climax match of the night was. And I say that by night loosely because I know it's nighttime in Japan. It's about 3:20 p.m. here in the in Wiesbaden in the EU. And it's probably now, what is 3:20, 12:20, 9:20 in the United States in the Eastern time. So, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So you got some time, man. But that's just one thing I love about being able to watch New Japan, especially here in Germany, is I was able to get up, watch the show, eat some breakfast, watch the show live. Take a little break, eat some lunch, get into the video, the streaming, and here we are. It was great. So I'll be trying to do this as much as possible. Obviously, there'll be 1 or 2 night times I might miss, whether it's, vacationing with the wife. We are, of course, in the summertime. Doesn't mean I won't be watching. Doesn't mean I won't be recording and doing reviews throughout my times. And I'll definitely get that finals in, and we'll be all set. So I will be keeping you posted. Okay, this is my favorite time of the year in terms of podcasting. This is the best time, and I just can't wait for what we're going to get into. Last match. One thing I can't, I'm not happy with is this match. By the way, was very cool. It was a good match, but something happened where I got cut off, and I was unable to watch a mid portion of it. But it ended really well. And based on the way we were seeing Shingo fight and the way he's wrestling, I'm very impressed. I had a feeling he was going to win. It takes nothing away from Naito, and it gives Shingo some much needed, momentum. He needed it. He lost to Bryan Danielson. He then lost before that. He lost to Hanare. So who's lost his belt. He lost his never open weight championship. So he needed this momentum. And I already have an idea of where this is going. And I have a feeling we're going to see these two fight again in the tournament. When it gets to the regular, bracket tournament style, I think that Shingo and Naito will make it to they will qualify for that finals, the quarterfinals. They obviously, they may not get the bye. One of them might get the bye, but they won't, they'll definitely face each other again. I do see Naito defeating Takagi in the rubber match. But this was an upset, and in some regard, but in a way it really wasn't. When you watch the matches, and Shingo's clearly capable of defeating anybody in New Japan. And it really, for those of you that watched Forbidden Door and was unimpressed by Takagi, go watch this match. Go take a look at Shingo versus Naito. It was a very good match. And it just demonstrates Takagi's skills and his intensity in the ring. Naito comes out. He's rocking the full suit. He's the champion now. So he's got to kind of come in rocking his full gear. He's holding the hat in his hand. If this was Any other time, any other G1, and he wasn't the champion, he would have came in with a t-shirt, shorts, maybe a hat, and that would have been it. The suit is on. Big match feel. This one will go the majority of past the 20 minutes, and sure enough, it does. I didn't realize this one would be able to go past 20 minutes. And of course, Naito takes a while to take off all his gear, his suit stuff. He goes for a fist bump to Takagi, but Takagi declines. They're hesitant to lock up. Shingo ducks Naito's lock-up attempt, kick from Naito, who then grabs the hair, runs the rope. Shingo shoulder tackles Naito, then some hair pulls. They begin to test each other. Naito rolls to pose tranquilo. Okay, Shingo catches him with a senton clothesline over the top rope floor. Shingo stalks and throws Naito to the barricades a couple times. Back in the ring, Shingo stays, and Shingo just stays in control. He hits a back suplex. He even motions that he's the next champ. He's just showing it off. That his skills, his dominance. Naito in the corner, fighting back, almost catches Shingo, but Takagi with the clothesline, slam into the STF, then switches to the armbar after an STF. And this is kind of where I get a little cut off. I will definitely go back and watch the rest of this match. But throughout this match, I mean, Shingo is just dominating. Obviously, Naito is able to get to a rope and break this hold. At some point, Takagi hits a big bomber, lariat, made in Japan. He goes for Last of the Dragon. Naito fights that off. Naito counters to a DDT. Past the 20-minute mark from the top. Frankensteiner by Naito. Perfect. I then catches Shingo with a tornado DDT. Elbow by Shingo. Naito can't hit Destino, but he does hit Valencia. Brainbuster, again, he can't hit Destino, but he does hit that Insecurity. Shingo hits the TD. Tiger Driver, 98. Variation of that pile driver is brutal. Before I thought, okay, Naito's getting his momentum back until that happened. Then you get Made in Japan, and it's over. Victory. This match was very brutal. I will go back and watch what I missed. Highly recommend you go back and see this. This is delivered, even though I missed quite a bit of it. It doesn't matter. I know what I saw, and I was impressed. Before Naito can leave, Shingo says, hold on. You won last time. Now it's me. Maybe this was our last match. Since we're both 1-1, we have to have a rubber match. Directs his attention to Osaka. The crowd, finally, summer has arrived, essentially. He goes his, point to face, points to the camera, makes it look good. People talking about changing the guard, he says. A lot of people yapping. You see who's in the main event. This old fart is different from your dad. I'm the hardest hitting 40-year-old in the business. I don't watch social media much, so let me know who is going to win. Crowd, you get some saber chants. He says it has to be Shingo Takagi. I will make it to the top. Backstage, Takagi's talking about, again, he's pissed. He's got that. I mean, this is essentially like his program. Like this in terms of like, where is he going? I asked the questions in a few videos before. Where is Takagi going? This is it. I mean, he's going to be having a grudge with upper management, and he's going to have a grudge with anybody who tries to say that he's kind of over the hill or he's past his prime. He's going to maybe even like have a little bit of feuds with the younger talent, because there is quite a lot of younger talent out there. He does not want to just be some stepping stone to the new roster, the newer part of the roster. So he feels like a lot's riding on him. And I like that. I like that he has a lot of purpose, and it keeps me very much invested. So that is your G1 Climax Night 1 review. And I'm very impressed. And of course, I am looking forward to Night 2. So we shall see. I want to go ahead and take a look right off the bat. It's going to be tomorrow. You got Shota Umino versus Shingo Takagi. If anyone could beat Takagi, it's going to be Shota. But it's interesting. He's new blood. So Takagi's not going to be, he's going to go full whole hog on Umino. I actually could see Takagi win this one. Naito versus Sabre Jr. Oh, that's going to be a close one. I think Naito is going to win this one. I don't think he's going to go 0-2. Could, though. But Sabre, he's got a win. I could see him taking the L to Naito. SANADA versus, I believe it would be, let's see, versus, I believe it's going to be Callum Newman. Yeah. Yes. So I think that Umino's going to win this one. Takagi's going to win the first one. Saber's going to win the next match against Naito. Oh, no, sorry. Naito, I think, is going to defeat Saber. And then it's going to be SANADA versus Newman. Sorry, I was just spacing out. Totally forgot that I've been talking about this. It will be SANADA that wins that match in my prediction. Great-O-Khan versus Gabe Kidd. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. Kidd is vicious, but so is Khan. I could see Khan. They're both 0-1. But the crowd, the way they're backing up Kidd. Khan does not fare too well in G1. He didn't do it too well last year. I'm hoping maybe this is a change. But he's still vicious. I could see it going either way. I'm going to go for Khan just because I want to see him win one. And then you got Jake Lee versus Evil. I see Evil winning. He's more evil. And then you got El Phantasmo versus Ren Narita. ELP, he needs the win. He needs to bounce back with a good win. Hiroki Goto versus Yuya Uemura. Man, I'm so impressed with both of these two. I think Goto's got this one. I think he's got this one. Uemura will take a loss after beating Finley. Tsuji versus Finley, both 0-1. Finley's going to be extremely pissed. Tsuji's going to be hurting. Maybe Tsuji gets the win and Finley's 0-2 and he's just going to lose his shit. Pardon my French. Then you got Hanari versus Bolton Oleg. As I mentioned, it's going to be beast. Brutal match. Both of them are monsters. Should be fun. I could see Hanari lose just because if anybody could beat him, it would be Bolton Oleg. And so I'm just looking forward to it. Then the next night on July 23rd, okay, I'm just going to talk about this because there's only six G1 matches. Okay, there's a few tag matches, and just based on what we've seen tonight, I have an idea. We got Shota Umino versus Gabe Kidd. I would think that Kidd would maybe get this win, yeah, I think that he's gonna get the win. I do, so I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with Gabe Kidd. And let's see. Yeah. I also see that maybe Umino beats Takagi. He's going to be very pissed, but that would also give Umino a win. I don't see Umino going 0-3 because he just lost, right? He lost one to Callum Newman, so I don't see him losing again, and then again. But we'll see. He's going to win either, obviously, one or the next. I see him defeating Shingo. I see Gabe Kidd defeating Umino, if that makes sense. Then you got Tetsuya Naito versus Jake Lee. Shingo Takagi. Shingo Takagi versus Great-O-Khan. It's going to be a tough one. I don't know. I think Takagi's going to beat Great-O-Khan, but Khan's got to get a victory. Then SANADA versus Evil. Man, rematch from last year. Evil defeated SANADA in the G1 last year during the tournament, during the actual finals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken. What the hell? Oh no, it was the last. I think it was the last match of the regular round robin. So that was good. But then Evil lost to SANADA when SANADA, of course, the whole feud, whole storyline where Evil stole the title from SANADA. It was great stuff. It was great stuff, and I'm definitely appreciating it. That little rematch. I think SANADA's going to win. I think he'll get his win on this. He kind of has Evil's card, so that'll be great. Then you got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callum Newman. The Newman is going to be all. I mean, Newman and Oleg Oleg won't be fighting this one, but like this day, but he'll go to the 25th. But Newman, man, Newman has a schedule. Okay. He's got to wrestle tomorrow, and he has to wrestle on the 23rd. He's going up against Zack Sabre Jr. Don't expect him to win. So I could see Sabre losing to Naito and then defeating Newman. It's going to be hard. Hard road for Newman. Jeff Cobb versus Konosuke Takeshita. That'll be the match. That'll be the match of the night. That's going to be brutal. I'd have to give it to Jeff Cobb. Cobb's looking good. Cobb's looking good to go. So we'll talk more about that. We'll get into the 25th later. Get more ideas of what's going on. I mean, we can talk a little bit about it. I can play around with the share screen. Well, that's right. I'm not connected to that. Let me see. I'll do that next video. I'll maybe share my screen a little bit so I can show you guys what I'm seeing. I'm looking at the list for the 25th in Kagawa. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I was thinking Kagawa, Japan. Beautiful name. ELP versus Yota Tsuji. This is all B block matches, and there are only five matches. B block, El Fantasma versus Yota Tsuji looks good. Could see Tsuji winning. Hiroki Goto versus Oleg. Oleg, man. I think Goto will win this one. Uemura versus Konosuke Takeshita. Damn, you can't bet on. You can't. At this point, I think Takeshita would get the win after he loses to Jeff Cobb. Unless Jeff Cobb versus Ren Narita. Jeff Cobb. I think Jeff Cobb's going to be undefeated for up until this point. I don't know who he's going to lose, but right now I'm looking at it. I'm thinking Jeff Cobb's going to be. He's going to go. He's going to go far. I have no doubt he can go. I don't think he's going to go all the way, but I think he's going to make it into the tournament. He's a beast. Hanare versus David Finlay. I think Finlay will win. Yeah, I'm going to give that one to Finlay. So we'll talk more about this. I love the G1 because I just love tournaments and I love round robins and I love the pairings, and it kind of develops its own story. Everything has a purpose within New Japan and G1. This is all leading up to January. I've always, even growing up as a kid, I've always loved just looking at brackets and determining like what kind of, making predictions on who would win. Okay. Even if it was just like, sometimes I'd even create brackets of tournaments between like superheroes, Marvel superheroes, and I would see like what would make the best match, like almost a booking as a promoter for matches and for superheroes and who would win type fights, and just always a pleasure to see what's going to take place, among the tournament opponents, competitors. So this has been great. We just hit the hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Hit that like and subscribe button. Okay. Join me at ChannelCortez33 on Twitter and Instagram. And make sure to subscribe. Comment section. Tell me who you think is going to win. Tell me what your favorite matches are. Keep the conversation going, guys. It's been great. You have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.